What's happening, guys? This is House Cat MMA, and right now I'm going to be going over the wrestling match between Colby Covington and Luke Rockhold. But before I get into all that, if you would just take a second to like and subscribe, maybe do a little bit of commenting and sharing, that should be cool as fuck. I'm still fucking kind of sick. I think last video I said that I was going to be rocking at about 79%. Well, I said I was at 64%. Then I said the next day I was going to be rocking at about 79%. But I'm probably rocking at about a couple days later after I said that I'm probably rocking at about 70 or 71%. I haven't been as consistent uploading as I have been the past couple of months. I've been kind of under the weather. I just haven't really been wanting to. And I usually want to, but I should be back in full swing here in the next few days. But as far as Luke Rockhold and Colby Covington goes, Rockhold didn't do bad, even though he had 12 points hung on him. Like, you could just tell, like, Rockhold obviously knows how to wrestle. He's a high-level fighter, but there's just a difference between a guy who actually wrestled in college and a guy who just knows how to wrestle through MMA training. Because, like, when they were hand fighting, you could tell that Rockhold knew how to do it, and, like, he knew what he was doing, but you could just tell that Colby just did it more and was better at it. Like, the way Colby got him with a shuck by, like they like in a collar tie, and Rockhold had like inside control, Colby had outside control, and Colby kind of like what you want to do when you're doing this move, you kind of want to reach around, grab the other guy's ear, and just kind of shuck him by. That was almost effortless for Colby to do. It was just something that Rockhold obviously had seen before, definitely, but he just wasn't used to it. And, you know, you got MMA wrestling, and then you got wrestling. You know, Rashad Evans versus Phil Davis is a pretty good example. Phil Davis was an NCAA Division I national champ. Rashad Evans did wrestle the D1 level, but was never an All-American. And Rashad Evans out-wrestled Phil Davis. This fight was in 2012. It was borderline effortless for Rashad Evans to out-wrestle Phil Davis because of Rashad Evans' MMA wrestling. Rashad Evans has probably top 10 MMA wrestling that we've ever seen. Like, there was a point in time where folks were kind of comparing Rashad Evans to George St. Pierre. And, like, whenever Colby would take Rockhold down, it was like they would get down and Rockhold would kind of like grab, like, not necessarily a guillotine with his hands clasped, but he would kind of like grab him, you know, kind of like this, as if he was trying to work something, like it was an MMA fight. And, you know, in a pure wrestling match, you get taken down, you want to get right on your fucking belly. But it actually did kind of work for Rockhold, even though it was non-conventional wrestling, because like the first time he did it, he's able to kind of hit Colby over, and then the second time he did it, he was actually able to kind of hip heist up and kind of go into the full splits to avoid getting taken down. That was pretty cool. That's why he did pretty well. He's kind of funky in there, and I liked it. But maybe that's just what he's doing on, you know, purpose. Maybe, you know, he just had this, like, he did have a mix between MMA wrestling going on and wrestling. But I was actually surprised to see that Colby walked in there at 197. Like, before they announced his weight, I was like, Colby's looking a little plus sized right now. And he's 197. I don't think Colby walks around much more than 180 under normal circumstances. And I'm sure Rockhold had a cut to 200. It kind of sucks that Rockhold's kind of been losing every physical contests he's gotten in over the past more than 5, less than 10 years. I'm sorry about these cars, guys. What are y'all doing going to work? I mean, I got a job too, but I don't work today. Fuck. Maybe that'll settle down for about 30 seconds. So, yeah, the past more than 5, less than 10 years, Rockhold's lost every physical contest he's ever been in. And I don't like seeing that out of my boy Rockhold. Ever since he was on that fucking dating show when he asked that girl if she liked to spit or swallow, things just haven't been going very well for him. But it's good to see Colby win. Really good to see Colby win. I like Rockhold and Colby. As far as I want to see Colby too. I want to see Colby continue to do his thing at RAF. And people were talking about Colby versus Khabib. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think Khabib would win, but I wouldn't mind seeing that. But I'd rather see him fight. I'd rather see him wrestle, rather. A guy that he could win against next. Which I don't know who that would be right now. Maybe have... I was about to say something slightly dumb. Not very dumb, but slightly dumb. Maybe have Sean Strickland go in there against Colby. Have Sean cut down to 200. And they go at it. Just because that's something I would like to see. Because one thing people don't understand about Sean is he can kind of fucking wrestle. He can wrestle well. He can wrestle very well. I think he would do better than Rockhold did. I think Sean would do the same thing to Rockhold that Colby did to Rockhold. But yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see Sean Strickland go in there against Colby Covington after he dispatches of Anthony Hernandez. Or maybe Sean should lose to Anthony Hernandez and do the damn thing at RAF. That would be pretty cool. But that's pretty much all I have on that. I'm going to get back to uploading every day. I've been kind of going every 2 days, every 3 days lately, which ain't bad, but I feel like I need to be doing more. My subscriber count has been staying pretty stagnant the past week, and my videos haven't been doing all that well, which I shouldn't be tripping over it, but I'm kind of tripping over it. I fucked around and made a TikTok, same as on here, House Cat MMA. House Cat MMA is my TikTok. I am going to start posting on TikTok and YouTube, and I'll eventually get on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter. You can't rush these things. You see, these things take time. Okay, but yeah, TikTok right now, House Cat MMA. I used to be anti-TikTok because I was like, TikTok's for kids, but I'm starting to learn more and more that TikTok is a great way to push your brand. It's a great way to market. It's a great way to network. So I'm gonna get on that shit. But this is House Cat MMA, and I'll catch y'all later.